life is about making choices. Whether or not you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna say anything, you do anything, you not do anything, whatever. It's all about choices. Every day we make hundreds, if not thousands, of choices that affect our life, our day, our week, in long term and short term, and it gradually builds us up as we have our history left behind us by the same choices that we make. And there are, of course, smart choices, dumb choices, questionable choices. Everyone has to answer for them. And depending on what choices you have made, you're this kind of person or this kind of person, or at least you're perceived in a specific way. But some choices need to be easier to make and need to have people have at least a moniker of common sense when they're making them. Because if you, for example, are working in a construction and you're, let's say, 100 meters up in the air, you wouldn't just jump off a ledge or drop a ton of material on your coworkers down on the ground, right? That would be stupid unless you're some kind of a sick person. And this is an easy choice to not do that thing and do your job correctly. You also wouldn't shout the N-word in a black neighborhood somewhere in America while half naked, despite of what some movies have shown you before. No, you want to practically stay alive and stay safe. Well, those very basic and very important common sense lessons and instincts apparently have all but gone to some people, and the person I'm talking about is called Matt Hansen. Good evening, ladies and gents, my name is Kelzo, I'm DiscussThing, and today we're going to discuss how one person has effectively destroyed a game even before its release by single-handedly just expressing his deep, dark desires to the public and trying to basically insult 80 to 90% of gamers worldwide. This is an article from Fandom Pulse. It is from today. The story has been developing for several days now, and I'm extremely baffled at everything that has happened. So let me run you through the story and you'll see the timeline real quick. The story is titled Elon Musk Reacts to Avowed Art Director's Discriminatory Comments Won't End Well for Him. And if we go down there, we will see that it basically started with Grumps on November 24, who says, I'm drawing a line. I'm rejecting any game that has pronouns in it, and your grammar Nazis know what I mean. Stop being stupid. This is a reaction to a menu in a game that is still in development, which is called Avowed, which is from Obsidian Studios, a subsidiary of Microsoft. What Grumps discovered is that the game has apparently tried to hide a pronoun selection in the game menus. When discovered, Grumps went out and posted this tweet, on which Elon Musk said having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable, and everyone agrees. Well, almost everyone, but the majority of people agree. You don't need these real world politics, controversial themes, and personal choices in a game where your sole purpose is to escape reality. You don't need those things. First of all, this is not something that is rooted in the civilization as of yet. It's not like biology, for instance. It's just a personal preference that some people have tended to, which is not backed by any science whatsoever, and it's an extremely controversial topic. So a video game doing that is dividing a lot of people just by adding those stuff in it. And to that, on the platform Blue Sky, this guy, Matt Hansen, who is the art director of the game Avowed, tweeted this: I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit. This is someone who immediately goes and shows you that they're not involved in the game in order to make a good game. They're involved in the game to either pander, to virtue signal, or to express their own personal beliefs, no matter how deep they are. It's the same thing with Dragon Age Veilguard all over again. You have someone who presents himself as an activist here, who is regrettably holding a position of great influence within the said company and said project. And the worst part is, he's going public attacking Elon Musk, Grumps, and pretty much the gamers themselves with that statement. But it doesn't end there. Matt Hansen has a old X account in which he once said, "Reminder to black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advice. My DMs are open and you will always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me help you replace me one day. I want to go back to living in the woods." This tweet alone needs to be deconstructed on many levels. Only on a psychological aspect, I can tell you that if these are genuine feelings that this person has, it would mean that he is extremely filled with self-hate towards himself and his own race. And that is not a hate that has been instilled on him. That is a deep hate. He's basically telling for other people to dominate and replace him on his position. This is a deep psychological issue that he's having. And if he's saying those things in earnest, that would mean that he's a deeply flawed person who, in my opinion, would need some help and does not need to be in charge of such a project. It only becomes worse after same guy, Matt Hansen, replied to Elon Musk, "Oh, Elon, you sweet summer child. This will only embolden me, you sad sack of shit." So, first of all, almost all of his tweets on this matter are accompanied by some sort of insult, which is typical woke behavior because they want to attack you deeply in order to rattle you and keep you off the topic because they cannot sustain a topic. This is proven by countless conversations, and they just start with the insults in order to rattle your cages, to try to unbalance you in order to get you to insult them as well and possibly say something that they can use against you. The best way to deal with these situations is to just stay on topic and not engage in those insults. Be polite, point, and they'll soon give up. I have had dealings with dozens of woke people just in the past few months already, and this is always the way to deal with them. And Mouse Chung, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, did respond as well with Avowed, art director at Obsidian and Microsoft brags about being racist and sexist against white guys. It is in the company's unspoken hiring policy, which he's partly in charge of. This is not only with Microsoft and Obsidian, this is with a lot of game studios that have publicly said that. Elon Musk replied that he's confessing to illegal behavior, which won't end well for him. And then we have Chris Avalon, who is a developer writer who has been involved in Fallout 2 and New Vegas, Divinity, Prey, Into the Breach, Dying Light 2, Bloodlines, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2, and Jedi Fallen Order. That's a pretty good resume. And Smash JT posted things that he wrote. Based on recent news, if you were rejected from an art position at Obsidian in the past few years, call a lawyer. Discrimination in hiring. ESP for Microsoft Studios can ensure you don't need to apply for a job ever again, and it shouldn't cost you a cent to initiate legal action. The lawyers will know what the case is worth and they will do the heavy lifting. This has nothing to do with my personal politics, but I believe strongly that hiring discrimination for any reasons isn't something the industry should tolerate. Hope you agree. This has gotten out of hand very quickly. Like, first of all, this was something that was supposed to be just a mild scuffle, in my opinion, that like you have someone like Grumps criticizing Pronouns, you have the art director saying something and then just apologizing because he was expressing personal opinions. But no, this guy, Matt Hansen, just went full beast mode as he was partly in charge of the project and he has a great stake in the company, is heavily involved with Avowed, basically just went and declared war on pretty much half the internet, if not more, attacked Elon Musk and said that everything that Elon Musk says will embolden him, has admitted to be discriminating against the white people in favor of diversity, has pretty much been out of public confessing to basically crimes done by him and that he supports, because hiring discrimination, job discrimination, these things, they are equal for everyone. It's not just for some racial or sexual group or orientation. They're for everyone. And as much as some wokies don't want to admit that Caucasian people are a race, yeah, we are. And there's nothing you can do about it. Biology is something that is irrefutable in this case. And I've actually seen the final preview video of Avowed, in which they actually play some of the game and explain some stuff. We have all seen this image, which is a created character by the player in this case that just showcases exactly what the game can do, and it can go to this. And we don't know if the game in itself has NPCs that look kind of like this, but yeah, this is the possibility, this is the realm that you can do in this game, which is extreme. It's even more extreme than Dragon Age Velgard in my opinion, but still, you can do this. You can do normal people as well, but you can also do something that looks like Transmutate from Beast Wars. And I must say that the game doesn't look terrible. It looks unfinished with this final preview. There have been some problems that I saw in the video, like hitbox misses, some really dumb AI moves, and just overall boredom when you're fighting an enemy in the game. It doesn't look entirely bad. It definitely has some potential in at least the art style if they just flesh it out a little bit more. It might have become a good game if they finish up just setting it up, just cleaning out the issues, testing it further. It might have been good. However, with Matt Hansen doing what he did, this game is, in my opinion, and I think that it's a very popular opinion, is dead. It's not going to be not only not successful, I don't think it's going to release at this point. Matt Hansen just went on an absolutely unhinged tirade over the internet. Nobody stopped him, nobody checked him, nobody did a control situation with him. They just let him do it for days. Nobody had the nerve to tell him you should better stop. Nobody from the company called him, and he just went on his unhinged tirade without any apologies, without any sort of remorse. And with his actions spanning a few days, enough people have seen it to just know that Avowed is not a game that should be played. Even if the game turns out to be good, just having the art director connected, being such an activist that doesn't care enough to keep his mouth shut, even if he has these personal beliefs, and just focus on making the game sellable, good, and interesting to every gamers, is enough to turn away people entirely from it. Nobody will want to grab another game and pay $60 to $70 for a potential propaganda piece with gaming elements in it, just like Dragon Age Velgard was. And nobody will give it a chance even. It will flop. It will more than likely not even get finished at this point, because the controversy is so big and so massive just for a few days that it's probably not going to be finished, and they're just gonna scrap the whole project. And my belief is that Matt Hansen will just lose his job in the following days, because I don't know the budget of this game, but you can bet that if it's a Microsoft game, it's at least 80, 100 or even more million already pumped into it. So these are just lost money at this point, because the people that are going to play the game are going to be around the number of Star Wars Outlaws on Steam. And if you don't know that number, just go and check to see what I'm talking about. But this is sadly another example at what happens when you let activists get important roles in video games and entertainment. You get bad products, you get these kinds of outbursts, and the company gets brought down to its knees and having its entire reputation just ruined in a matter of mere moments. The only thing that Obsidian can now do is absolutely distance themselves from Matt Hansen, just come out public and say, we do not support what he said, we're not connected to his beliefs, and he has been let go. This is the only way that I see that Obsidian can clean their name. I don't wish it for him, because no matter what kind of person, I would not wish for harm to come your way. But at this point, this is the logical conclusion that a company needs to make if they want to stay in the game. If they don't do that, or if worse, they actually support that and attack the gamers as well, that would mean that this studio will just close in a matter of several months, and the game would remain in oblivion, and it would be another failed venture that was carried out by activists instead of gamers and people who love gaming. It remains to be seen what will happen in the next few days. I reckon that next week we'll have major developments on the case, what we'll see, and we'll of course report. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, press that like button, press the subscribe button, and press the join button to become a DiscussThing member in my guild. There are 3 tiers. I have several perks in each and every one of them, and you're helping me out immensely grow on YouTube and replace my day job with this here. If you also want to help support homeless animals and animals in shelters, visit my Patreon link in the description below and become a member there. Each tier and every bit of money collected there is going directly to helping homeless animals with videos, with just posts and updates on what's happening and how we're preparing every homeless animals that we can help for the coming winter. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Helzo, this was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.